Father and Son Hunting is dedicated to preserving and sharing the wonderful opportunity to hunt, fish, and enjoy our outdoor heritage. We could keep our experiences to ourselves, but we'd rather share them with you and encourage you to do likewise. There are lots of great hunting and fishing stories just waiting to be told, and Father and Son Hunting is the place to do it. Father and Son Hunting.
Yep, this is what it's all about, living our outdoor dream.
Today's hunt is brought to you by Rhino Skin, Sitting Hawk, Field Torque Knives, SRB Field Rests, Wolf Brewing Company, Blue Water Taxidermy, Tebow's Rugged Pack, Father and Son Hunting can be viewed at huntit.tv network. And Gen 7 Outdoors.
Hey folks, Scott and Len here from Father and Son Hunting. Welcome to episode 3.
The hunt today's kind of a cool one for Scott and I. We did it together, and we performed one of those doubles shots at the end, and you'll see that. It's great to go out, two of us at the same time. Fantastic location, and the birds that we tried to shoot that morning, one of them was almost a record book type bird. But they don't get old because they're stupid. They get old because they're smart.
No, that's right. I think how the day ended up, we never thought would have occurred going out that morning. But it was an interesting hunt, and stay tuned, folks. You're going to hear all about it.
Father and Son Hunting can also be viewed at Vimeo, Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube. And if you have a story to tell, send it to fshunting.com@hotmail.ca.
So just to tune you into how this thing took place, we knew the bush that we thought these birds would be in. We were in the adjacent bush, one field over, and put out our spread of decoys. We had your small mature tom with a real fan on them. We had my new Dakota Jake, not fanned out. And we had two feeding hens as well.
You should note too though, it was a nice quiet morning. We're out, we got there in the dark, we set up, we knew roughly where we were going to go, and set up pretty well, pretty quiet. We can always be quieter, that's one of the problems we have when we turkey hunt. You make a lot of noise, but all in all it was a good setup for the morning.
Worked great. The two birds that we wanted to shoot where we thought they would be, and maybe a grand total of 3 gobbles, nothing more than that. And eventually, first light, the smaller of those 2 big mature birds headed across the field. Now he had about a 500-yard walk to go the full length of that field, heading to a creek, a very, very large treed creek at the south end of that field. And we watched him go. He's pretty well got to the creek, and the big boy comes out, and Scott has video footage. This fellow's beard pretty much drags on the ground. And you've had some close calls with him in the past. You maybe will share a little bit of that footage.
I'm pretty sure he was one of the ones there that came out 2 years ago in front of me, and I opted not to shoot him because of our good friend Boris. At that point was still fighting for his first turkey, and he hadn't shot one, so I let it go. And I would say it was probably the same bird.
Quite confident, absolutely quite confident. And so when he got across the field, got out the big box call and allowed a good rip of yelps go at him, and that stopped him right way over there in the middle of the field. And he studies us up and then continued on to where he intended to go in the first place, back to that creek, far side of the field, behind us. And I should say behind us, to our left. And they went up the top of that creek on the hill overlooking it. And those 2 fellows, they gobbled the reins out.
With the month of April finally here, the spring turkey hunt has arrived. There's no words that can express the incredible experience of being back outdoors in your favorite turkey territory with gun or bow and calls in hand. Even better yet, there's nothing like doing a team hunt with friends, siblings, or as in our case, 2 generations, father and son. You can't not feel good in turkey season. Every time you go out, the weather gets better as nature turns on again. The FS hunting team recommends that if you have not experienced a spring turkey hunt, give it a try and enjoy a safe, challenging time outdoors.
Over top of the hill is this army of these 5 jakes, and they are running through the open field, heading over towards those 2 mature toms. And I wasn't expecting those 5 jakes to come over like that.
No, they were keen. They knew that if they were going to get in on any action at all, they had to be first to arrive. But the real lure were those two big mature birds. So the next surprise is the landowner host appears over the field with that beautiful John Deere tractor and the big no-till soybean drill and starts planting the field that we're hunting across. And that puts a little challenge to it. And eventually he tidies up at the far end of the field and then starts heading towards us. At that point, those 5 jakes, we've been talking to them. We've been calling to them, and they're midfield coming towards us.
Right, and don't forget that we also had a hen pop out on us right beside us.
Right
in
beside
between
us.
all this, we had multiple deer in front of us, and we had a hen come out and check us out.
We had a total of 6 deer come up amongst our decoys. They were all, I would say, yearlings, or probably all yearlings, and so there were lots of activity. The 5 jakes work their way. We talk to them again, and as they get closer, we go from the slate and the box call over, and I turn it all over to Scott, and he does a great job with the mouth calls. and when things get close and tidy, those birds are in front of us. We were a little bit different in our objectives. Scott wanted to have a video shoot in Turkey. I wanted to use those 5 jakes to pull those big ones over. And the 5 jakes worked away in front of us in our decoys, back and forth, back and forth. And Scott said, you know, why don't we just do a double here and shoot 2 of these things?
Certainly our game plan had changed. There's a few things we're battling with. Time, some of us have to go to work later in the day. Temperature is starting to get pretty warm out too, and the bugs. And we'd never done a double before, so this was kind of new for us. And we also had our camera in front of us watching the whole thing unfold, and we had a nice setup. So I thought, we can't leave here without, you know, being successful in some way. And with those 5 jakes in front of us, they put on a great show for us, gotta admit that. And when I make those calls and they all go back, that was pretty fun to watch.
It was great, but you know, these young guys are a little bit keener, and us older guys, we have a little more timed sort of take on things. So the jakes would work away from our decoys, and Scott said, they're going to get out of range, and I would call them back. So he'd call them back every time that back they come. Away they go, call them back, Scott. Away they go, call them back, Scott. That worked wonderful, but Scott was starting to wear out on me, and those birds, those 2 big ones, were still standing out in that field, but they weren't coming. So finally we said, okay, we're going to do it. So I'll take the one on the left, and you take one of the others to the right. And as I said that, they strung out in a line and proceeded to walk right to left in front of us. At the count of 3, 2 birds fell over, and those 2 big birds standing back by the creek never did come our way. They got awfully close, but they they wouldn't close the last gap coming across the field. So,
but I think if we had had more time, if we had waited them out, they would have come across. Whether it was another hour or two, they were pretty dedicated to that creek. But I think they would have come over and checked out our decoys anyway at some point. But again, we didn't have that much time. All in all, it was a pretty exciting little hunt. We always wondered who shot first, but the video footage shows it all. And really, it was fun to see 2 go down and 3 leave, and it was a good morning.
well, we know we'll be back there again next year. Give them another try.
Thanks for watching. Check us out at our website, www.fshunting.com.